Hey, so I've been working on a English paper piecing hexagon quilt, and I just wanted to show you how you would make one of those. It's time consuming, but it's I think the effect will be really great. Here you see the backside with all the folded um, fabric. And how do you make those little fabric pieces? Well, um, you can buy the paper and then um, I usually am just using scrap pieces, and then I find scrap pieces that I think are, pretty or that I like, and I fold them around. When I first started doing this, I just cut little squares. As you can see, I'm using a glue stick, and then I would fold the fabric up over the square, which certainly worked, but it did leave a lot of fabric, and in fact, I often had to add more glue to the fabric to get the fabric to stay. Usually, you just let those dry, and then the next day you can use them. And then I discovered, of course, that, oh, I don't need this much fabric left over, and I can make the pieces smaller so that there's less fabric overlap or overlay. I'm using scissors here. Normally you just use your rotary cutter, but I loaned my rotary cutter to my neighbor, so scissors it is. And again, the thinner fabrics are gonna fold more easily and glue more securely. Though you can I use any fabric that I have, but the thicker fabrics are going to be a little more difficult. Now, traditionally people sewed this step, so they would sew the piece in, but the glue is just so fast that that's what I use. Here I'm fussy cutting, and if you don't know that term, that just means that I want something very particular on the actual card. So even though it's going to waste more, I'm going to cut so that I have that thing that I want um, very simply in the middle of the card. Um, so again, just a glue stick, regular old craft all-purpose glue stick, and then fold the pieces over. And as I always let them dry before I use them, let them dry 24 hours before I use them again. And then you'll see that I have this little sun on my hexagon. So once you've got things in place, you can start ripping out the cardboard pieces. And that's fairly simple to do. Sometimes you might get a little of your cardboard piece left over, and then you have to work at getting it out of there. And I would only rip out cardboard from the hexes that you've already sewn all the way around so that everything stays in place. But yeah, so pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and again, not something I work on consistently. It's something I work on when I'm on the phone.